Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I have another instrument cluster video. This is a 1997 EuroVan sent to me by Trevor in Precision Motor Car from Oregon. I already have previous repairs with this company, so they are happy with my work and then send another module, in this case an instrument cluster for repairs. And this is an interesting one, so I have it ready to go here so you can see it connected. I'm going to power it on. I can definitely hear the stepper motors finding the zero. All right, so that is just the next ignition and then just a light test that I normally do here. So I'm going to inject the signal right now. Well, let me actually bring this down to 14, which is should be 10 miles per hour. That should be right there. Perfect. And I'm injecting the signal. So the concern is no speedo, and we can definitely see it happening. Let's try the RPMs, which is going to go, let's see, because I'm using a different signal this time now for this year, and we can see around 1200 RPMs or so. But this, so the tachometer is moving. Let me bring the temperature and fuel. And it seemed to be working good. So I'm going to go to overheat. And then wait for that light to blink. And the temperature should rise. And it is doing it. So that should be normal. So this is definitely no speedometer concern. Duplicated. So I'm going to open this one because this is very abnormal to see all the gauges working but not one. So this could be a digital converter, because it's an analog signal that has to become digital in order for that microprocessor inside this cluster to be able to read it. It could be amplitude, it could be something else. They said, I read all the notes which I have in the email right here. It says, let me just see. We said we sent you a dash for repairs before and really enjoy your work. We have another dash I would like to send to you. This dash is out of a 1997 EuroVan with the speedo not working. We tested the speed sensor itself, confirmed that power and grounds was good, and we traced the signal wired back to the dash and confirmed that there were no broken wires, leaving the dash at the point of failure. All right, so that is why it's in here. So I'm going to open it up and see what I see. If I see something that I need to bring to your attention, I will start the video again. Otherwise, I have a playlist completely with, I don't know, maybe hundreds of these clusters, where I show completely all the repairs. And I'm probably going to put at the end of this video a link to one where you can see what is inside and all the stuff if you want to see something like that. But this one is going to be a test before to reproduce the customer's concern, and a test after where the cluster hopefully will be working properly. I also would like to show you this hidden features that I can do on these clusters. So let me get this to zoom in. Let me get this camera a little. Perfect. All right, so on these clusters with ignition off, so you see the pendule is no longer here. I'm going to push this, and it's a little hard to do, but you push it, you turn the ignition on, ignition off, ignition on, and it sets to what is called the hidden features. So in here we can see if the actual cluster is programmed properly. This should show a 4, I think it's in P2. And yes, so that is actually for the correct one. And then we can go over to 6. Sorry, 7, no 6, P6, that is just the whole, LCD test. And then P6, when I'm injecting the signal, which is now happening, and hopefully you can see, I'm going to show you here where you see this light blinking in here, and the speedometer signal is connected to my simulator. So that should be reading, and it's not. So in here, right now on that P6, that should be counting every 14 steps as a mile per hour. and it's like the way that counts 14 steps is one revolution of the wheel. That is how is this done. Again, I had that on other videos where I can show you all the hidden features and everything. But yeah, we can definitely see with the cluster is definitely not reading, and the signal is definitely being injected. All right, guys, so let me stop the video and I'll be right back. Well, before I take this apart, I want to show you something too. So it looked like, yeah, definitely somebody was here prior to me. There is no bolts in here, so yeah, that will be zooming in. Somebody, I don't know, put like a plastic glue and sealed it up. So there is no screws in here. You're gonna have to break these stops or whatever it is in here in order to open this up, because this should have a T10 screws in there, and there is no longer a way to really release that. So we'll see how that is. Yeah, guys, this is what I call a Frankenstein. Yeah, this is gonna be a little more than interesting repair. Well, first, they never replaced the separate motors that, you know, these are the original ones. I can see wires all over, and we can see here, I mean, look at this. This is just, I don't know, a little sad to see. Not sure what they were trying to do. And maybe they make it work for a while, but when something like this is to this point, there is sometimes better to say stop, you know. Let me take more apart and I'll be right back. Yeah, guys, this is just beyond normal repair. I'm going to try contact the customer and tell them that, you know, this is already like, I mean, they cut a piece of the board in here. They run wires underneath. I can see missing components in here. So what they did is only them, now they know what they did, because this is a completely Frankenstein. Like I said, you know, this is yeah, they might have make it work for a while, but yeah, this is a board that I would not put time on this realistically beyond this, because this can be hours and hours and hours to then have more problems. I can see already, and I smell something when I was taking it apart. We already have a burn trace in here, probably because of what they did too, because hopefully you can see, yeah, a little bit in here. Let me just point to this direction. You can see the black coming out through the board, and then now a burn trace. So this is a board that is just going to be shorting and shorting and shorting no matter what you do. So yeah, this is sadly for a customer like this. I might have one that I can make one for them, but yeah, this is going to be transferring, you know, information and everything, and make one good board, and then this is truly junk. So, yep, I'm sorry, guys, but yeah, this is going to be the end of this video, and at least, you know, this is where, as a facility, I need to stop and then talk to the customer, because this is, again, not a normal repair, right? So I cannot put myself into try to, you know, solve every single situation, because time is money, and as a business I need to be smart, and also I cannot charge just whatever I want for a repair like this, right? So so you can also see, look at this side right here, what all these other changes they did. There is, like I said, missing components in here. Hopefully you can see inside there, right where my tip of my finger is. But yeah, this is definitely something different. All right, guys, thank you so much for visiting the channel. See you next time. Bye bye.